Series 4. Island of Surprise. Newlyweds. Genre. Fantasy romance. Copyright. Independently published the 10th of August 2025. Author Dr. Sheree E. Love PhD. Table of Content. 1. Episode 10 Newlyweds. 2. Episode 11 A Bride's Wedding Ring. Episode 10 Newlyweds. Glancing a look at Olivia's wrist as she raised the glass of Louis Roederer Crystal Brut Rose champagne to have a sip, Oliver happened to see the seashell birthmark on her wrist. Oliver said Olivia as he took a sip of Louis Roederer Crystal Brut Rose champagne. Being happy that it had not been prolonged for the birthmark to show, Oliver thought. Yes, Olivia replied to Oliver, looking at him as he smiled at her. Giving her a gentle kiss and said to Olivia, have a look at your left wrist. Oliver and Olivia knew the significance of the birthmark. Knowing that there was no deeper meaning, the two of them were now one. Husband and wife holding each other, embracing passionately as they relaxed in their position on the ottoman. Olivia and Oliver leaned back and were comfortable as they kissed and positioned themselves on the ottoman, and they were again intimate. With his compelling charm that attracts Olivia's attention, Oliver picks her up from the ottoman and carries Olivia to their bedroom. After placing her on the bed, Oliver leans over and gives Olivia a sensual kiss, emotionally passionate. Moving to the center of the bed, involving slow, gentle movements, Olivia and Oliver were focused on the sensations of touch. The taste of each other's lips as they kissed. They wanted more, and Oliver with his intimate gestures started kissing on Olivia's ear, and with one hand Oliver reached over to the control panel posted on the wall near the bed, and Oliver pushed a button and all the lights were turned off. The two of them got intimate as the soft radiance from the moonlight came through the window from the deck. Deeply asleep, Oliver had his arm across Olivia's waist. Being close and comfortable together, it was romantic. Rear deck of the super yacht, where everyone had came together, dining on fine china and drinking wine from crystal glasses for the evening. Engaged in conversation were Ethan, Olivia's brother, and Samuel, Oliver's uncle, as Isabella, Oliver's mother, was exchanging thoughts and opinions with Julie, Olivia's mother. Carlos, Oliver's dad, just sat back and watching the social interaction, as did Olivia's dad Braden. Madeline, Oliver's sister, and Olivia's sister Melissa had conversed during dinner, wanting to highlight their evening with a cool breeze, agreeing to meet at the beach club on the super yacht for a calming and relaxing time at the spa. Mr. Mateo and Mrs. Mateo were being polite to everyone as Mr. Mateo said, "Thank you for being with us this evening as we celebrate the joining of our two families, and we will see you in the morning." "Thank you," everyone exclaimed. Mr. Mateo removed himself from the table, standing behind Mrs. Mateo, pushing her chair back into place after she had gotten up, and the two of them walked their way to the lower deck, entering their guest cabin. Mr. Reese and Mrs. Reese were not too far behind them, ready to call it a night. They had also entered their guest cabin with plans to see everyone the following morning. Having a brief conversation with Samuel and Ethan, Melissa and Madeline both decided to go change for the spa, parting ways for the evening. Ethan and Samuel went to their guest cabin for the night, as the stewards cleared the rear deck and the security personnel kept at a distance, but their presence was known. Madeline and Melissa had arrived at the spa, the two of them relaxed and talking with the stewards at the beach club who are giving them their massage, with the sea surroundings as the two of them embrace nature and the cool breeze fills the air. Dressing the following morning as Mr. and Mrs. Mateo, Oliver and Olivia, after having a short polite kiss, walked into their own private walk-in closet that enhanced their bedroom. Luxurious and functional with a seating area, Olivia walked over to her chiffre, selecting what she wanted to wear as she looked around, being pleased with the accessible clothing storage and the sense of privacy it provided. Oliver stood looking in the mirror, deciding not to wear a tie. He wanted the day to be less formal but would not be wearing shorts. A thought of their families being on the superyacht celebrating crossed Oliver's mind as he continued to get dressed. Oliver walked out of his private walk-in closet and walked up the steps leading to the deck after noticing Olivia had not finished getting dressed. Looking out the window at the garden and how beautiful it looked outside this morning. After turning around, Oliver watched Olivia as she was walking out of her walk-in closet. "My wife is very beautiful," Oliver thought to himself as he started his walk back down to the bathroom. Their eyes met and Oliver said to Olivia, "You and I will be having breakfast in the family dining room this morning." "All right," Olivia replied. Oliver held the door open and Olivia exited the bathroom first, and Oliver closed the door behind them before the two of them walked away. The home design was sophisticated and spacious, Olivia had noticed without asking questions about the home. Nearing the entrance to the dining room, Olivia could see a chandelier that is dressed completely with full-lead crystals that are precision-cut and polished, hanging from the ceiling above the dining table. Oliver pulled a seat out for Olivia and sat down next to her at a cherry oak wood table that seats 10 people. "The table is lovely," Olivia said to Oliver, as she looked, seeing that the dishes were all clear crystal, with a centerpiece having nicely placed yellow elder flowers mixed with Brugmansia John flowers placed in a large and wide triangle crystal bowl. "Thank you," Oliver replied, looking directly at Olivia as he told her how beautiful she looked this morning. The servers entered the room bringing their breakfast to the table, and as Olivia and Oliver were focused on each other. Episode 11. A Bride's Wedding Ring. "What flavored juice would you like this morning, Mrs. Mateo?" the server had asked Olivia first. "I would like the orange juice, please," Olivia replied, as one server watched, then walking over to Mr. Mateo serving him a grape juice as he had asked. "Mrs. Mateo, are you enjoying your breakfast?" It was the first time Oliver had said Mrs. Mateo since they have been married, and with a smile Olivia replied, "Yes, in fact I am Mr. Mateo." Hand in hand, Oliver and Olivia walked down a long hall together after freshening up after their morning breakfast. The door they walked up to had two wooden doors with brass knobs. Oliver placed one hand on each knob and pulled the doors open. Olivia was speechless. Oliver took Olivia by the hand as they walked outside, not into another room, but the two of them were walking towards a white sandy beach. A cove, a pocket beach that is sheltered by headlands that is restricting the opening to the sea that is private and beautiful. Expressing affection, Oliver rubbed his thumb back and forth across Olivia's right hand as the two of them walked. As Olivia looked ahead, she noticed a freestanding outdoor structure in the center of the beach surrounded by the turquoise blue water. Is that a cabana? Olivia asked Oliver. Yes, Oliver replied as he stopped at the white sand looking at Olivia. Oliver pulls Olivia closer to him and after a lingering kiss on the lips, Oliver touches his birthmark and his crown appears on his head as he is still wearing the same clothes. Olivia gazing at Oliver's groin and then looks at him as he gently touches her birthmark. A feeling of intimacy comes over Olivia as she feels a tiara on top of her head, reaching with both of her hands to touch it as Oliver looks at her, smiling at Olivia as she showed excitement. I have not seen or felt my tiara, Olivia said to Oliver as he continued smiling at Olivia, not saying a word. You look so beautiful, Oliver said to Olivia as he gently held her hand. Thank you, Olivia replied as she looked at Oliver lifting up her left hand. Looking at Olivia's wedding ring, Oliver said, I want to show you something. Olivia replied, all right. Looked to see what was going to happen as she watched Oliver push with his thumb on her wedding ring. It opened up with a diamond on the inside that was bigger and more vibrant in color than the one on the outside of her shell wedding ring. It's beautiful, exclaimed Olivia as she looked at her wedding ring. Oliver, looking directly into her eyes, said to Olivia, I want this to be a way of offering you a sense of comfort, if at any time things become very challenging for you. I love you, Oliver said to Olivia for the first time. I love you too, Olivia replied, and they showed affection, holding each other, having a short kiss. As the two of them were walking toward the cabana that sits on a small piece of land in the center of the beach, with a sandy walkway on each side of it. A good wind flowing rapidly across the fabric of Olivia's dress, and it had blown open. Managing the situation effectively, Oliver got hold of the hem of her dress and pulled Olivia closer to him. She looked up at Oliver as she was buttoning up her dress and gave Oliver a soft kiss. Excited to have a look at the cabana, Olivia continued walking along the white sand with her husband Oliver, and could see that the cabana was enclosed and could be a comfortable space for the two of them to relax. Olivia was also able to that cabana could offer them protection from the sun and wind or other elements. Seeing birds flying, Olivia noticed there were more hummingbirds than others. Olivia said to Oliver, I noticed there are more hummingbirds than other birds. Hummingbirds are native to this part of the world, even though they will travel for miles, Oliver replied as they finally reached the cabana. Oliver held the door open for Olivia and she walked in, noticing the two of them were alone, and shouted, Screen TV. It was one of the things that her eyes were drawn to when she walked in. Oliver just laughed and said to Olivia, it's modern even though we're on an island. The cabana looked small, but it has 2 rooms with a private bathroom that has a shower, and a person would be comfortable if they needed to stay a while, seeing that it has a cooling and heating system. This is very cozy, I like this, Olivia said to Oliver, as she continued to walk around while Oliver had a seat turning on the screen TV Olivia had shouted about. Olivia was still wearing her tiara and Oliver was also. Olivia walked into the main room. Oliver, when are you going to tell me the history about your crown and my tiara? I will tell you more about it after you and I return to the house. All right, Olivia replied, having a seat next to Oliver, looking to see what they wanted to watch. As the two of them were watching TV, Oliver handed her meal menu. Olivia gave it a second look. Do you want me to pick something for lunch? Yes, if you don't mind, and the server will bring it here for you and I to eat here. Okay, Olivia replied as she started looking at the types of fruit dishes being offered. This is interesting, Olivia thought to herself. She would be able to plan a special evening for her and Oliver to stay overnight at Cabana. Oliver took a moment to tell Olivia that is up to her when desires to wear her tiara. The communities on the island are familiar with our family's history. Off the island also, if you wanted to wear it. It's totally up to you, and security personnel will be watching you to ensure that you're safe and it would not disrupt your business matters.